Hello my beautiful darlings, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andres, and if you're hooked on books and stitches, you've come to the right place. Today's video we're going to be actually going over my Goodreads Choice Awards nominees that I've voted for already, and then I know that there's a couple categories on here that I actually haven't read any books from, so I want to at least read one book from the category, put it in my TBR, and then that'll be like a whole completely separate video for you guys. It's going to be like a reading vlog for you guys, and then I'll definitely be able to go ahead and choose if I could finally vote for that one at the end for the final round. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into going through the choices that I've already voted for and creating this TBR. So for the opening round, it says that it closes in 6 days. I did vote for a few categories, and then just to give you the heads up from the jump, the categories, there's 3 categories in here that I'm not going to choose a book from, just because 1, I'm not interested, and 2, I don't really see myself ever reading something from those categories. I have before, but I just have never really felt intrigued or interested in reading from those categories. So those categories are going to be nonfiction, memoir, and history and biography. So let's go ahead and review what we got going on here. So from readers' favorite fiction, out of all of these, I actually have not read any of these. And then the main ones that really interest me from here, I will say, are Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. And then The Names by Florence Knapp sounds really good. And I own physically These Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean. I do feel more gravitated to read These Summer Storms since I already do own it, but I do feel kind of more intrigued with Wild Dark Shore, and I've also seen a lot more talk about that actual book. But honestly, you know, just to avoid having to buy another book or having to like keep a book on hold, like waiting for the hold on Libby to become available from the library, I'm gonna go ahead and just choose as my first option for the reader's favorite fiction category These Summer Storms for Sarah MacLean and put that on my TBR. Okay, so we chose our first book for the TBR already from the jump. So the next category is historical fiction, and I did already vote for this one. Out of all of them, I did vote for Atmosphere by TJR. That book, I read it a few months ago. I'm not remembering when. I want to say maybe it was August, but don't quote me on that. But I have a whole reading blog on me reading that book, so I'll definitely link that down below in the description just so you guys can go ahead and check it out. But I love that book. That was a 5-star read for me. One of, if not one of my favorite books of the year for sure. So I definitely had to rate that one. I had to vote that one for my favorite historical fiction. Out of all of the others in the categories, actually, I haven't read. So it was kind of like, you know, TJR was like the only one that I was going to vote for. But, you know, nonetheless, I voted for one, and I'm happy with that choice. So I'm going to keep on going to the next category, which is favorite mystery and thriller. So this one I was having a hard time with because I have read The Crash by Freida McFadden, and I rated it 3 stars. It wasn't like jaw-dropping amazing for me, so that's why I don't want to actually like vote for it, because it's not my favorite. I definitely don't want to read any other Freida McFadden from this list. I'm literally shocked that she has 3 on here that are being up for nominations. That's crazy. But definitely I do want to read one from here that's not Freida McFadden. So I was interested in Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. It sounds really good. And then I know that the Gone Before Goodbye with Harlan Coben and Reese Witherspoon just came out, and it's really like highly rated so far, but I don't know. And then I was interested in Lisa Jules' Don't Let Him In, and I thought I had it physically, but I don't think that I do. Let me double check. No, I have None of This Is True by Lisa Jules, so I don't want to like have to go out and get another one or put one on hold like I was saying. So I'm struggling here, guys. But honestly, you know, from all of them, not many of them do call my interest as much as Beautiful Ugly, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose that one for the next book on the TBR. So Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney will be on the TBR let's go ahead and move on to the next category, which is romance. So this one I did vote for one, and I voted Wild Side by Elsie Silver. So I was very conflicted just because I love the Rose Hill series, I really do. But Wild Side is my least favorite one from the 4 that are out. And I still rated it 4 stars, so it's like I still felt like it was a pretty good book, but out of all of them, like, it wasn't my favorite one. So I felt a little wrong voting for it when there's so many other contenders in here. But when I was looking at it, the only one or ones, First Time Caller by BK Borson, I do own that one, but I was trying to wait for Valentine's Day to read that one. I don't know why it gives me like such Valentine's Day vibes. I think it's like the colors of the book and things like that, but... And then, honestly, all of the others, I'm not like fully interested in reading. Like they really don't call my attention. So since I read Wild Side, that's why I said F it. Like, I'll just vote for that one. You know, Elsie Silver always does a good one, let me tell you. Okay, so the next category is romantasy, and for this one I wrote it Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have been raging and ranting and super obsessed with Onyx Storm. Like, I literally, since the time that I finished that book, I have not been able to stop thinking about it. I'm always like it's always in the forefront of my brain. Like, it's always like, knock knock, remember me? Remember? Like, you know, remember how good I was and like how obsessed you were with me? Like, that's how much I am always thinking about that book. It's bad. Like, it's a bad thing in a good way. But yeah, out of all of them, that one I did vote for because that was the one that I've read. Let me just double check. And then there's Enchantra, but still Onyx Storm like takes over completely. The Night in the Moth I just actually recently bought in my most recent book haul. I really do want to read the Emily Wilde series, but I know that Compendium of Lost Tales is book 3 in the series, so I'm not trying to read that. Same with Accomplice to the Villain. I have Assistant to the Villain in my November TBR, and I do want to get to it. But again, Accomplice is a 3rd book in the series, so I can't really get to that one. And I also own Silver Elite. You probably see it up there somewhere, but that's another one that I haven't gotten to. And Alchemized. Alchemized, I'm dying to read it, but it's a chunky book. It's a very chunky book, and I know that I won't be able to finish that as fast as I would want to, especially like for a vlog that I'm thinking of doing for you guys. So yeah, that's the main reason I voted for Onyx Storm. But the number one, like, absolute main reason is because I was so obsessed. Like, it's my favorite book of the year, I think. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So moving right along to the next category is fantasy. For fantasy, I voted Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. This is another one by B.E. Schwab. This is another one that literally like took over my life completely when I read it. And I read it back in June, I think it was, because it was my book of the month pick. And I literally was so obsessed with it. Like, I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on it. I've seen some people that have enjoyed it, some people that have loved it like me, and some people that find it like very like too slow paced or like uneven pacing. And I totally like get that, but the way that like the ending just kind of wraps everything up so well and combined all of the timelines really well. I don't know, I feel like B.E. Schwab did that book so well. I honestly, out of every single book in this fantasy category, I loved Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which is the one that I voted for. And then I also had read Water Moon, and Water Moon I loved it too. Like, it was such a good book. But when I compared it to Bury Our Bones made a much more bigger impact in my life. Like, I'm still thinking about it to this day. So yeah, that's why I voted for that one. And since we voted for that one, we could keep on trucking along to science fiction. So in science fiction, I did not vote for anything, clearly because I have not read anything in this category. And then I want to see if I have any of these books in physical or on my Kindle. Okay, so The Dream Hotel, I actually did read this one, but I DNF'd it. And I DNF'd it at like the 35% mark, I think it was. It just felt like really like confusing and like convoluted for me. I just wasn't following along. It didn't make sense to me. So that's I don't know if that goes to show like if maybe like sci-fi is not my thing, but again, that was like one of the first sci-fis that I read, and I don't want to just knock it down completely because I didn't like that one. But I do have The Poppy Fields by Nikki Erlich in my TBR. And then I also have Dissolution by Nicholas Binge. So let's see, which one should I pick, guys? So let's see, Dissolution, what does it say? A woman dives into her husband's memories to uncover a decades-old feud threatening reality itself in this staggering techno thriller from the best-selling author of Ascension. This one does sound pretty interesting. I do remember that, and the reason why I put in my TBR sounded really, really good. And then The Poppy Field says, let's see, oh, she wrote The Measure also. Stunning speculative story of healing, self-discovery, forgiveness, and found friendship. I don't know if you know, but honestly, I'm not the hugest fan of reading synopsis of books. Sometimes they spoil a lot of things about the book that I like to kind of be surprised by. So I think I'm just gonna go with my gut and choose Dissolution by Nicholas Binge, just because that one has been on my TBR longer. So that's the third book on the TBR for the Goodreads nominees TBR video or reading blog or whatever you want to call it that I want to read. Moving right along to the next category, which is horror. So horror has actually done a big impression on me this year, I'm not gonna lie. I've read a lot of horror books, primarily definitely during spooky season, but I started like before just because I wanted to like have few months of reading horror, not just one. So for this one, there was like no doubt in my mind when I saw this book on there that I was gonna vote for this one, even though I had like other books in this category that were competing to take the spot for my vote. But I definitely voted for The Possession of Alba Diaz because that book just was astronomically amazing. Like, it was so good. I listened to it in audio. The audiobook and the narrators of the audiobook just really intensive. Like, it made this book 10 times better in my opinion. Like, holy Toledo, if you take any recommendation from me, take this one. It was so good, but make sure to listen to it because it was that good, an audiobook. But yeah, out of all of the others, I read Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang. I rated that one 3 stars. I read What Hunger by Catherine Dang. I rated that one 4 stars. That was the other one that was deciding on if I should choose or not, because that one I really like. I loved it so much. I wish that that one is under the debut nominees because I would have voted for that one for sure. And then I've also read The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, rated that one 4 stars. I read Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, and I'm pretty sure I rated that one 4 stars too. And then yeah, those are all the ones I've read from that category. But definitely The Possession of Alba Diaz was a perfect 5-star read for me, and that's the reason why I chose that one. So moving along to debut novel category, I did not vote anything on this one because I haven't read any of them. Surprise, surprise, right? So I wanted to see, I actually don't remember if there was any Alchemizes in here, but I cannot put that one on the TBR. I just know that I'm not going to finish it. Okay, so one that I was thinking from here is Homeseeking by Karissa Chen. I heard that this one's really beautiful. But let's see. An epic and intimate tale of one couple across 60 years as world events pull them together and apart. I definitely feel more gravitated towards this one, but then I've also seen The Names by Florence Knapp brought up a lot more. But I don't know. Let me see. Skip over Alchemize. I cannot. Like, I want to read it so bad, guys. I really do, but it's over 1,000 pages. I know that I'm not gonna get through that for one video. And then this cover right here looks so cute. When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. It's rated 4.21 with 7,000 reviews. Okay, let's see the other ones. The Names is rated 4.15 with 111,000 reviews. And then Homeseeking 4.21 with 20,000. Honestly, I'm just gonna go with what I want to read, and it's gonna be Homeseeking by Karissa Chen. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the TBR. All right, guys, we already got 4 books in the TBR. That's gonna be a fun video. I could already see that for sure. So audiobook. I know that this is crazy, but I voted for Atmosphere by TJR also. And let me tell you why. So I did read this book. I have the physical copy, but I also listened to it on audio, and I finished it in audio. So I feel like I read at least more than 50% of this book via audio. So that's the main reason why I voted for this one for my audiobook choice 2, besides also in historical fiction. The audiobook, like the narrator, I see her name now, Julia Whelan. Wow, she did such an incredible job to convey the emotions that TJR was trying to bring forth between Joan and Vanessa. It was insane. Like, those last few pages, like I'm getting goosebumps still just thinking about it. Like, the emotions, I was crying, bawling. Like, if you guys want to have a good laugh at my expense, please go watch the reading vlog that I have of me reading Atmosphere. You guys will have a great time, but you will see like the visceral reaction and emotions that I was experiencing because of this book. So that's the primary reason why I voted for this one for audiobook too, and I really hope that it wins because it was so well done. And then out of all of the others, I have not listened to any of the others. I was interested in Broken Country, but I kind of just said F it when I saw Atmosphere. I was like, it's okay if TJR takes double win. Like, I will happily give her the double win. All right, so the next category is young adult fantasy and sci-fi. So with this category, I am struggling a little bit just because there are a lot of books on here that I actually am interested in reading, like The Rose Bargain, Hazelthorn. I actually own that one, so, and it's on my 10 before the end, so I was considering just putting that one on the TBR. But again, there's also Sunrise on the Reaping. I have not gotten to that one, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm 99% sure that Sunrise on the Reaping is gonna win for this category. Like, it's most likely gonna be a clean sweep. Like, I don't think I've seen a single negative review on it, so I want to choose it. But again, there's so many others, like A Language of Dragons. Like, just that cover itself is so gorgeous, and I feel like it's gonna be such a good book. And then Rebel Witch. This is where I am conflicted because one of my book clubs, we're gonna read, it's not the Crimson Moth in the US, it's called Heartless Hunter in the US. But I know that it's called Crimson Moth in the UK, I believe it is. I'm not fully certain. I'm not even sure why it has 2 different names, but nonetheless, Rebel Witch is book 2 in the Crimson Moth duology. And yes, we are going to read Heartless Hunter now, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to Rebel Witch right away in order for me to be able to actually go ahead and vote for it. So that's why I'm struggling with that. So honestly, as I'm talking this out with you guys, it really helps to finally decide and say that my final option is going to be Hazelthorn by C.G. Drew. That one's going to be really exciting. I just know it. It gives me like such gothic botanical horror, and like I love that so much. Like, just the idea of that sounds so cool. Oh my god, guys, we have 5 books on there, and we still have 1 more category to choose from, so it's gonna be 6 books. All right, so favorite young adult fiction. So on this one, I think I had 2 choices that I wanted to go through. Yeah, so the first choice is definitely The Survivor Wants to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I have it right here, like ready to go, but it's a chunky one. It's as chunky as one. It's actually like over 600 pages if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's over 600 pages, like without a doubt. So that should be fun, but that is definitely one of my choices. And then my other choice that I was thinking of is You Found Oliver by Dustin Dow. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. But I've also wanted to read You've Reached Sam first, but I know that they're interconnected standalones, so I know that it wouldn't be such a big deal. But again, I like reading in publication order, so that's my biggest struggle. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and choose The Survivor Wants to Die at the End. Honestly, the books are very digestible, very easy to read, so I'm not too worried about not being able to finish it, even though it's a chunky one. Alright, so yeah, the last 3 categories, like I said, are nonfiction, memoir, and history/biography. I'm not gonna choose any books to read from there or vote from that category, but yeah, that comes about to the end of choosing my TBR. Let's do a quick little rapid fire recap. We have 6 books in total. The first book is These Summer Storms by Sarah MacLean. The second book is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. The third book is Dissolution by Nicholas Binge. The fourth book is Homeseeking by Karissa Chen. The fifth book is Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. And the sixth book is The Survivor Wants to Die at the End by Silvera. So how I'm thinking about doing this TBR vlog, reading vlog for you guys, I'm gonna split it in 2 since it is 6 books. I do not believe that you guys would want like a 2-3 hour vlog of me reading 6 books. So I'm gonna go ahead and split it into the 3 that I do have already owned, and then the other 3 that I have to get like through my library or I have to purchase for any reason. So the first vlog will definitely include These Summer Storms, Hazelthorn, and The Survivor Wants to Die at the End. That's going to be the first one I'm going to focus on and get through those. And then the other 3, Dissolution, Homeseeking, and Beautiful Ugly, will be in the next one. So yeah, stay tuned for those vlogs to come out in the near future. I definitely want to have at least one of the vlogs out before the second round of voting begins, and then yeah, we'll go from there, guys. If you like this video, make sure to go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell just so you're notified every single time that I post a new video. My weekly postings are on Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern time. I did not post last week just because this video that I'm currently filming right now was supposed to be last week's video, but it got scrapped. So nonetheless, I also have social media. I have Instagram and TikTok. I'm a little more active on Instagram versus TikTok, but feel free to go ahead and follow me on my socials. If you made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment a stack of books emoji just so I know who the real ones are that stayed all the way to the very end. And with that, my beautiful darlings, let's get hooked.